Hello, this is a channeled message meant to find you whenever this finds you. So the tarot cards we have for this reading are Six of Wands, Knight of Swords, and Four of Swords. Okay. So I'm talking to somebody right now who's in a period of reflection after a major victory. I see that you recently won at something. Maybe it's a big win or a small win, but it's something that you're cautiously optimistic about. Right now, you're being asked to sit down and analyze how this victory came about, because there's an element of luck here, but when you sit down and think about it, it's not just the universe interplaying with you. There's something that you've been doing along the way that is a cause for this success. So the Six of Wands, this shows me where you are right now. But the Knight, like, it seems, the way that I'll put it is that this Six of Wands and this Knight of Swords, I see them both as you. I see this as this card came first, so this indicates that you're celebrating or that you've had this victory. But I see that in the immediate past or very recently, you had to go out and fight and do this thing. Maybe you went forward and you didn't know exactly how it was going to turn out, or there was a sense of anxiety. Like, I picture if you're a performer, there is the sense of nerves or anxiety that comes leading up to this date. But then as soon as it happens, things turn out way better than you were expecting. And right now, you are being celebrated or you're basking in the afterglow of it. I see this Four of Swords as I see this Four of Swords as you right now, where you are, currently in a rest period. So, realistically speaking, I do think that your spirit is telling you that it's time to relax. It's time to not overthink too much right now, because I feel like coming into this, you were overthinking. Right now, take the moment to de-stress. Take the moment to feel out or to let go in catharsis of whatever anxiety that you had. And then approach what occurred to you from a purely analytical point of view. I know we just talked about letting go of overthinking, but right now you're being asked to just review from a logical sense what happened without any bias, without any emotional charge, just so that you can see the pattern that lies underneath it. Because when you look at it more closely, I think that you'll see something that you can repeat or something that you can extract from it in a positive way, like a positive reinforcement. So we're gonna get some clarifiers for these cards. I'll ask Spirit, can you show me a bit more about the Six of Wands? Why is the Six of Wands here? Okay, the thing I heard from Spirit internally was the vehicle that you took. I don't think that this is like a literal car or like a method of transportation, but the way that you went about something, it feels like it's gonna be a consistent thing for you. So let's say you organized something way ahead and you had like a workflow pipeline. Something about that was really successful, or it flows in a sense that works for you and for the people around you. All right, so let's pull some cards. For the Six of Wands, we have the Devil, Two of Wands, and 10 of Wands. Okay. The thing I'm hearing internally is like deal with a demon. Let me be very clear about this. I do not necessarily mean dark magic. I'm just seeing that you took on a burden, and it's like you acknowledged it wholeheartedly and you took it on as a part of yourself, and because you accepted it so willingly, it's like the burden became a part of you, or it's like a stepping stone towards your success. Okay, let me try to think of an example. Let's say whatever this thing that you worked on was, it required a large investment and you maybe saw this as a gamble. For some reason, it's like you acknowledge the investment, the money that it took in order to achieve this goal. And even though it felt like an immediate loss or it's an investment, you were able to pull through and you got your returns back and more. That's what I mean by dealing with this type of devil. In this case, in that example, that devil was this feeling of lack. I think from person to person, this figurative devil is going to look different, but it is some type of investment, something that you willingly gave in order to find this in order to achieve this success or to find this particular outcome. So the devil here, it can often represent structure as well, because I also see the devil as keeping us within our bounds. And to be clear, it's healthy bounds. Like it's giving you structure to what you're doing. So once again, this is implying to me that whatever plan you have implemented before and that you executed maybe for the first time, it worked, and it worked for good reason. This is something that you can repeat over and over again, and it looks like there will be variations, but generally speaking, you can find the success, especially because of the hard work that you put into it. Two of Wands represents that planning. 10 of Wands represents shouldering that burden and implementing that work to its completion. All right, so let's move on to the next card. Spirit, can you tell me more about the Knight of Swords? Why is the Knight of Swords here? Oh, I don't know why my nose has been really itchy this past minute, and right before this reading it wasn't itchy. Okay, so in terms of nose correlation, I associate it with both breathing but also scent/memories. So I don't necessarily think that a scent is prominent with this reading, but more like a distinct memory that you had. Like if this is a reflection of a karmic lesson that you've been learning throughout your entire life, they're showing me that maybe in the past this is something that has been recurring, but you haven't quite figured out yet before. But now, at this most recent time, it's like you've healed this karmic cycle by overcoming it this time. And Spirit is showing you that you can keep doing this over and over again with success. I'm going to use the example of being a performer. Let's say you're a singer, and for some, you went out and you did an open mic, and you were really nervous leading up to this. I see you finally having the audacity to come up and do it, and you find success, and you internally might go, oh, that's a fluke. But Spirit is telling you, no, wait, you did something right in regarding how you went about this, how you planned for this. You should try it again and see if there's something that you can repeat, or approach it like an experiment. See what you can repeat and see what changes, because you're able to repeat this experiment over and over again and achieve the same results, knowing that even if there are factors around you that are different, you can still reliably find success because you are the deciding factor in this. So let's move on to the card clarification. For the Knight of Swords, we have the Hanged Man, King of Swords, and the World. Wow, okay. I am getting, pardon me, I'm getting, like, again, this major karmic lesson, especially with the Hanged Man and the World showing up. With the King of Swords, they're showing me that this is something that you've mastered on a mental level, or like now is indeed the right time to enact this in the physical world, or to like act on your plans. Because you've achieved a certain level of mastery where you can't just think about it or you can't just study it anymore. It's time to go out and do it, which is what that Knight of Swords represents. Again, this does feel like it's relatively new, or it's a new step for you, but you were so ready for this because of how much like thought you put into it, how much planning you got. But it's weird because even though it seems like you're an expert at this in your mind, you still have the humility to approach this with a beginner's mindset and to learn new things. And I see that here with the Hanged Man, because something about the way you did it this time, it's like either the first practical step, or you did it in such a way that you haven't done it this particular way before. So there's something new that you learn from this. And again, you're being asked to positively reinforce this learning experience. Okay, so we're gonna move on to that last card. Spirit, can you tell me a little bit more about the Four of Swords? Why is the Four of Swords here? Okay, the first word I heard was equilibrium, but we'll extrapolate on that later. The three cards that we have are Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups, and Judgment. Okay. Okay, there's something really beautiful about this quality of humility or humbleness that you have, because I'm getting the feeling of being able to take pride in what you're doing. I get the sense that maybe you're normally a shy person, or like in your day-to-day life, you wouldn't normally put yourself out there, but this might be the thing where it's like, if you're a performer, this is you actively taking the step to be seen and to be like, here I am, this is my talent. In other places of life, this could be, like say in work, allowing yourself to shine, allowing yourself to step up into a leadership position. And maybe it was only for like a little bit, either as a performer or as a worker or what have you, but something about this, you're now in the downstep of it. Like I feel like blood is rushing to my head, and now because the person is lying down, it's equalizing in all parts of my body. I'm getting a sense that in life, you should be taking more pride with your talents or abilities. To be clear, it's not about being arrogant. It's not about thinking of yourself as more important than anyone, but it's about owning your abilities. Specifically, if you're somebody who struggles with humility, it's not struggling with humility, it's more like struggling owning your talents. That's honestly something that needs to be developed in some people, including myself. I highly resonate and relate with that, actually. Owning your talents, or saying, yes, I am good at this, or looking at your success and be like, wow, I did that, me. Something about that is actually very healthy for you, because it gives you a sense of self, or a sense of healthy ego. So it's not about being too little or too much, it's about being the right amount and acknowledging yourself, your talent, and your skill. Because Perhaps you do feel like the universe was helping you in some way, or that the spirit guides, ancestors, however you want to describe the other, whatever you think that is, or whatever you feel it is, even though you did get help from them, they had to work through you. You had to be the one to enact it, to will it, to intentionally take those steps to do it. So take pride in yourself and take a moment to enjoy yourself and feel where you are right now. So I guess that's everything I'm seeing for this reading. If this resonated with you, please leave me a like or a comment. If you're interested in a personal reading from me, check the description for my email. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.